the top stories, PM Abiy says goodwill development projects underway as part of Ethiopia's Rural Corridor Initiative. And Indian parliamentary delegation embarks on landmark visit to Ethiopia, paving the way for deeper bilateral ties. Hello and a warm welcome to ABC News with the news. I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed emphasized that a series of goodwill development projects are underway, being implemented in connection with the National Rural Corridor Development Initiative. As part of the ongoing effort, a pilot project has been launched to establish a model rural village in Dubanchuk Abele, located in Lemmo Warada of the Hadiya zone, he noted. In a social media post, Prime Minister Abiy underscored that the demonstration village aims to improve the quality of life for local farmers. The construction of these demonstration villages is expected to improve farmers' quality of life while supporting their continued engagement in agriculture, PM Abiy said. Ethiopia has prepared 8.4 billion tree seedlings across the country for this year's Green Legacy planting campaign, surpassing the initial target, according to the Ministry of Agriculture. Shank Otesa, head of the Watershed Development Desk at the ministry, revealed that the original plan was to plant 7.5 billion seedlings nationwide. However, preparations have exceeded expectations, with 8.4 billion seedlings now ready for planting. He noted that the campaign aims to cover 1.9 million hectares of land, of which 1.5 million hectares have already been identified as suitable planting sites. Detailed planting maps have been developed for over 492,000 hectares within these designated areas. Shanko also disclosed that more than 518.9 million seedlings have already been planted over the past few months. Additionally, 3.1 billion planting pits have been prepared so far, and efforts are ongoing to meet the full target ahead of the main planting season. The campaign has already been rolled out at over 116,000 sites, including government institutions, private facilities, religious organizations, schools, and individual farmers' plots.
EBC World, the new voice of Pan-Africanism, has finalized its preparations to keep you posted on new developments, trending issues, and sundry other aspects in English, French, and Arabic. EBC World, your voice of Pan-Africanism, is coming to you live in multimedia formats, including television, radio, and dot stream, promoting Ethiopia and Africa using news, analysis, and programs using state-of-the-art technology. EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism.
Welcome back. A parliamentary delegation pushes for peace, prosperity, and people-to-people bonds by way of boosting Ethiopia ties. The delegation, drawn from various political parties in the Eastern Asia nation, paid visits to Ethiopia. Our staff reporter, Shafara Ulagao, grabbed members of the delegations for comments. Let's tune in to his report.
In a significant move to elevate Ethiopia-India relations to new heights, a high-level multi-party parliamentary delegation from India has concluded a dynamic three-day visit to Ethiopia, marked by intense diplomatic engagements and forward-looking dialogues. The delegation, composed of lawmakers from across India's political spectrum, held a series of high-stakes meetings with Ethiopian officials aimed at strengthening not just government-to-government cooperation, but also forging lasting people-to-people connections. With discussions spanning key sectors including trade, education, culture, and technology, among others, the visit served as a springboard for deeper collaboration between the two historic partners. In an exclusive interview with EBC World, Supriya Sule, head of the Indian delegation, described the mission as highly productive.
We are very happy and very satisfied. We are overwhelmed with the love, trust and hospitality the Ethiopian people have shown us, and we will definitely come back again.
Observers say the visit signals a renewed momentum in Indo-Ethiopian relations, setting the stage for a shared future of peace, prosperity, and mutual growth. Sule affirmed New Delhi's steadfast commitment to deepening its partnership with Ethiopia. Speaking at the conclusion of a high-level visit, Sule emphasized India's readiness to collaborate with Ethiopia across a broad range of sectors, from governance and trade to education and cultural exchange.
I think we've been working very closely in agriculture and in education. We commit our time, and I'm sure that together Ethiopia and India will work together in pharma, in education, in industry. There's a lot that both our countries can do together.
A multi-party parliamentary delegation from India has been visiting Ethiopia over the course of days, and they've informed us that they are very happy because they have had fruitful discussions with a host of high-ranking government officials, leaders in Addis Ababa, including the Speaker of the House of People's Representatives and the Speaker of the House of Federation, as well as the Chair of the African Union Commission. And they informed us that India and Ethiopia will continue reinforcing their ties across a spectrum of cooperation areas in the future, mentioning that Ethiopia and India have, of course, been enjoying cordial friendship over the years, dating back to the biblical times. Reporting for EBC, Shifarao Lako at the India.
The UK is working to build stronger and enduring ties with Ethiopia through youth engagement, says the United Kingdom ambassador to Ethiopia, Darren Welch. The British Embassy in Ethiopia is undertaking various projects targeting shaping the youth to become leaders and ambassadors of the future. Suntayo Tamrat reports.
The United Kingdom and Ethiopia have a long history of bilateral relations encompassing a range of cooperation areas. Investing in human capital is one of the areas the UK government has been engaged in Ethiopia. The UK ambassador to Ethiopia, Darren Welch, exclusively told EBC World that the UK is working to build stronger and enduring ties with Ethiopia through youth engagement.
So we've got a very long-standing partnership and friendship with the government of Ethiopia over many, many years. And this is an opportunity for us to reach out to young people, because we see this as an enduring partnership which will go on for many, many more years to come and get only stronger. So today is about reaching the next generation, listening to them, hearing their opinions, and also sharing with them some thoughts and ideas about what the British government is doing, hoping to build that strong Ethiopian, English or British relationship for the future.
Ambassador Darren also said the embassy is investing in women and girls as vital segments of Ethiopia's future.
It's all part of our work to raise the profile of gender equality, the need to invest in women and girls as an important part of the future of this country and indeed our own country as well. So it's been great to engage with these wonderful young girls and boys who've been sharing their ambitions and dreams for the future of this country with us.
Demonstrating one of the girls' empowerment projects, the embassy selected girls from across Ethiopian high schools through competitions and allowed them to spend a day to share diplomats' experience in the UK embassy in Addis Ababa.
So Meron has accompanied me today. She's had a little insight into what it's like to be an ambassador. We went to the African Union building together and we saw Bill Gates talk about the work he's been doing across the continent and how he wants to invest in Africa's future, particularly in the health sector. Meron has seen what it's like to go and represent your country as an ambassador, to hear information, to then feed that back into our system, to use that to help us develop our own ideas about partnership and cooperation. We then introduced Meron to British female diplomats here at the embassy so she could hear about their stories and their careers and hopefully take some inspiration from that as well. And then we went to a wonderful business in which the British government has invested and that is Safaricom and M-Pesa.
Meron Fekada is one of the girls who took capacity building and language trainings and won the competition of this year to shadow the ambassador. She spent a day with Ambassador Darren, taking part in various engagements and hailed the rare opportunity she got.
I learned a lot of things about diplomacy and how to be ambassadors, and those all things made me inspired to be diplomacy or maybe ambassador. Today is a very, very great day for me and a very great opportunity for me as a lady and as a woman. It's really great to be chosen as ambassador for a day. And it's really a great opportunity to show the potential that I have.
Competitors with high achievements took certificates from the ambassador at a ceremony held at the British Embassy in Addis Ababa.
And finally, in business, African Export-Import Bank reaffirms its desire to finance trade, enabling projects in Ethiopia, commending the nation's position as one of Africa's fastest-growing economies. Addressing the Afreximbank Ethiopia Roadshow 2025, held in Addis Ababa on Monday, Client Relations Acting Group Managing Director at Afreximbank, Eric Monchu Intong, commends Ethiopia's ongoing economic reforms and increased public investment. Intong also expresses Afreximbank's commitment to reinforce support for Ethiopia's economic reform, which is on the right track. Shagao Yamato has more from the Ethiopian news agency.
Afreximbank Ethiopia Roadshow 2025 was held in Addis Ababa on Monday under the theme Empowering Ethiopia's Growth, Catalyzing Trade, Investment and Industrialization through Tailored Afreximbank Solutions. Addressing the event, Client Relations Acting Group Managing Director at Afreximbank, Eric Monchu Intong, says Afreximbank's mandate is to promote, facilitate and finance intra-African trade. He also commends Ethiopia's ongoing economic reforms and increased public investment.
The GDP is expected to continue its upward trajectory, reflecting Ethiopia's position as one of Africa's fastest-growing economies.
According to Intong, Afreximbank's intervention has been instrumental in various sectors in Ethiopia.
We are keen to finance trade and trade-enabling projects such as railways, airports, industrial parks, refineries, local manufacturing, value-added exports in sectors like coffee. You know, Ethiopian coffee is very famous.
Intong further expresses the readiness of Afreximbank to reinforce its support for Ethiopia's economic reform, which is on the right track.
The macroeconomic indices are trending upwards. Everything is pointing positive. We just need that bond between Ethiopia and Afreximbank and other African finance institutions to be able to complete this journey.
On his part, National Bank of Ethiopia Vice Governor Fekadu Degafi says Ethiopia has undertaken massive economic reforms which resulted in tangible results in various sectors. Following the foreign exchange reform and modernizing the nation's monetary policy, some critical achievements, including increase in GDP, have been registered, Degafi underscores.
In every aspect, the Ethiopian economy is moving forward, and we expect more positive in the coming years and months. I would like to emphasize that Ethiopia government is highly committed to make Ethiopia a regional trade and logistic hub. We are also working on to join the WTO, and we are working on Africa Trade Area Zone. So Ethiopia is going to be opening its financial sector as well soon. So NDB is also working on digitization and modernization of its payment system. It's working on developing financial sector, financial inclusion, and support bankable trade finance, and so on and so forth.
Noting that Ethiopia's economy is moving forward in every aspect, the Vice Governor emphasizes that the government is highly committed to making the country a regional trade and logistics hub.
You're watching ABC. A quick reminder of the stories making headlines. PM Abiy says goodwill development projects underway as part of Ethiopia's Rural Corridor Initiative. Indian parliamentary delegation embarks on landmark visit to Ethiopia, paving the way for deeper bilateral ties. That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and take care.